Today I want to show you a simple beginner's guide on how to start a chainsaw. Hey everybody, Chad Cruiser here with Health and Homestead. Now before we even get to the 10 steps that you're going to do, you want to make sure that your chain has a proper tension. The way you do that is if it's just kind of hanging down all on its own, it's probably too loose. And if it's, even hard to begin to rotate it, it's probably a little too tight. If you can pull it down and you can't probably see all the drive or what you might think of as the kind of gear components, you're probably just about right. You don't want it too tight. Now in order to either tighten or loosen the chain, what you do is you loose the nut that's on the clutch cover, just a little bit, not all the way, and then you use the tensioner screw there and you either loosen it or tighten it depending on either one that you need to do. And once you've done that, what you do is you hold up the bar, the tip of the bar, and that will help put it in the right place, and then you tighten up that nut on the clutch cover one more time. Eye protection and ear protection are essential. You're going to blow out your eardrums after a while. You're going to struggle later in life with hearing issues, and you're not going to enjoy having dust and sawdust, wood chips in your eyes. So having either some kind of glasses and either ear muffs, or you could put in simply the little earplugs, and having something, at least good glasses or a face mask, is a real help. And once you know that you have it just the proper tension, then you're ready to go to the process of starting your chainsaw. The first thing you're going to want to do is to fill it with fuel, but in order to have the fuel, typically you're going to have a mixture. In this case, you have 2-stroke engine oil, and this is 2.6 ounces to 1 gallon of fuel. Now I would suggest that you use the premium octane fuel, a high octane fuel, because these machines are something that you can have for many years to come if you properly service them, take care of them well. And so in order to do that, yeah, it's going to cost you a little bit more money every time you fill up, but it's going to be worth it to preserve the engine of your chainsaw. Now the second thing you do is you have to add bar and chain oil. Now the reason you're going to want to do that is because if you don't, you're going to have serious friction on the bar and chain. You're going to wear out your bar quite rapidly, plus it'll just be harder to cut. So you want to make sure that you always check, every time you check your fuel, check to see how your bar and chain oil, depending on how it is, if it's turned up too high, you may just sputter that stuff right out of there. But if it's just right, you'll probably be able to put in more bar and chain oil after a couple or a few refueling. So just check that out though. You'll get the idea when you work on your own one after a while. Number 3 is you want to take your chain brake. This right here is called the chain brake, and as you press forward on it, so for instance, if you're cutting something and it kicks back at you, that will disengage the ability of the chain to spin. And so this is something that you can do even before you start. You put it in this position, so you press it forward, and that stops it so that when you're starting it, the chain will not be spinning and it's not going to hit the dirt or hit you or something else at that time. Number 4 is to put the choke in the proper position. In this case, it is pulling it out and pushing it up. You're going to have to look from your own manufacturer as how you should engage your choke system. Number 5 is to begin to depress the primer bulb. In this case, about 6 times is all you'll need. And what you're doing there is you're trying to get the majority of the air out of the lines. Number 6 is to pull the starter rope. Now the standard way your manufacturer is going to tell you to start is have 3 points of contact: your foot, your one hand, and then the hand pulling on the rope, until you hear that it sounds like it's trying to start. Once you've heard the engine turning over like it's going to start, then you put down your choke to the down position. Number 8 is you pull the cord again. Number 9, once it starts, is you pull on that trigger, and that will put it into a normal idling speed. And once you've got it started, you can pull back the chain brake, and that will engage the chain, and after that you are ready to go. Now if you like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, check back. I'm going to show you one of my favorite tools coming up that I love to use alongside the chainsaw when I'm working out in the forest.